session for the inaugural address. What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. Guess what? Oh yeah, guess what? We have a mole, at least one that I know of right now in Patreon, who's trying to cause problems. Buddy, we know who you are. You're toast. And what they're doing is they're scared, folks. The bad guys are scared. So yeah, we got a mole in there. They come in and try and cause trouble. And of course, that's what Man's there for. This is a place of peace and harmony where we have polite civil discussions about shit hitting the fan. I think we have enough shit with that we don't need it in here. But they show up to fight. They show up to disturb. They show up to flag all videos because they're scared. They're scared. Their positions are powerless. They're weak. They're intellectually vacant. Period. Left-wing people are losers when it comes to arguing their positions, folks. So that's what they do, is they just scream and yell and try and destroy. This is about picking sides, folks. They've picked their sides, and we get to pick ours as well. So the bad guys are scared. They're absolutely afraid of everything that you and I think of and would have to say, and they don't want us explaining it to others because there's truth in it. We cite facts. We use logic and reason, and that causes other people to wake up and take the side of the thinker. These other people, they are not. They're like the knucklehead at the beginning of the video, just screaming her head off because she's upset that Trump won back in 2016. And so they lie to YouTube and get videos removed. Unbelievable, in my opinion. You know, I want to give you some examples of the anger, choosing sides, the anger, and where this is all leading. Where it's leading is to more conflict, more disagreement, and more heavy-handed censorship, government action, etc. That's where it leads, folks. It doesn't lead to a happy place with these people because they're not happy people. I know happy Democrats. And it's interesting. And I've seen a lot of angry Democrats, and it's frightening. They're scary people because they're scared. So I know it's been a while, but there was this story that came up last, well, I was going to say, last year, but we're still in 2021. It happened earlier this year. And it was the angry girls at the Arizona State University Multicultural Center. And what they did was they were screaming and yelling at two white boys who they said were invading their safe space. And so they were yelling at these guys, you know, because one of them had a police matter sticker on the back of his laptop computer. And, you know, they went after him. They screamed that they were bad, wrong, shouldn't be there. It's not for them. It's interesting that in a college like Arizona State University, where you pay tens of thousands of dollars a year to be, that you're not allowed in a building. But I guess if you want to claim your gender as something different than what it is, you can be in whatever bathroom you want. And once again, I'll be putting these things in to remind any viewers. This is satire, it's humor. It is not news, it is not advice, it's not medical, it's nothing. And if you don't like it, leave. Anyways, these girls essentially chased these guys out of there, right? So Arizona State University reviewed what happened. And this is interesting. The college actually made an interesting decision. they said that the episode, they described it as being a, quote, disagreement between a handful of students. What the college found, though, was that the girls, the two young women who were screaming about white people in their safe space, that thought police matter, the school said that they were guilty of harassing the white male students, and they were told this is their punishment. They weren't ejected. They weren't suspended or expelled. They weren't prosecuted in a court of law. They were told to write an essay about how to treat people they disagree with. And so these two girls, right? These two girls now say they're being persecuted because they were told to write a paper. Oh, they're in college already. Shouldn't they write a paper? Shouldn't that be something they do all the times? I don't know if the essay had to be 200 words or 400 words. Interesting, though, considering everything. Folks, we're picking sides. And so what this tells me is that these girls or young ladies on this side who are part of the radical, wacky, stupid left, they've picked a side, and there is no reason. It is nothing but attack, attack, attack. And that is part of the program. That's part of the curriculum now. You don't stop. You don't give in. You don't admit you're wrong. You don't admit guilt. You don't change the way you think. You go with the propaganda and you go with the indoctrination and you attack, attack, attack. Right? So these girls now are saying the ASU, Arizona State University officials, are like Nazis for trying to discipline them. I feel sorry for anyone who gets involved with these girls, like family or boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, because they'll never be able to discipline them, correct them, or say, you know what, I think you're doing this a little bit wrong. There's no way, folks, no way that anyone is allowed to say you're doing it wrong. You need to change the way you think. They won't. They can't, they won't, folks, because they've chosen sides, and the mold has been set. And so, for example, if you take a clay mold, right? You create it, you make it, no matter what you pour in there, it's going to be shaped like that mold. So whether you put in there a cake mix and put it in the oven, you're going to come out and you're going to have a cake, a soft, spongy cake, but it's going to be molded in that shape. If you pour in iron, you're going to get a big chunk, heavy iron. It's the same mold no matter what you put into it. The mold has been cast, and that is how these people are now, and they will not change. It doesn't matter how much sugar and spice you put in there, right? It's that's what you're getting. Now, to show you how this works on the macro level, the Biden State Department, folks, this is fascinating. According to an article, the Biden State Department is actively impeding rescue efforts of U.S. citizens stranded in Afghanistan, including a group of Catholic nuns. Now, you're like, well, John, did you go in a time machine? I thought we got everyone out of Afghanistan. I thought that was just a couple of people and it was all taken care of. Well, no one's been talking about it. You see, that's all been back burner stuff because, you know, unicorn virus. If you remember, right, you recall September 9th, MSNBC tweeted this kind of like a post of Jen Psaki, Raggedy Ann. And when asked about Americans in Afghanistan, said this, quote, "It's right around 100, and we're working every single day to help those who want to leave get out." That's what she said about Americans who are trapped there. Well, this is interesting here. Gateway Pundit is reporting that there are still apparently thousands of Americans stranded in Afghanistan. That is incredible to me. And not only that, but the State Department is actively interfering with trying to get them out, actively impeding rescue attempts. This is months, folks. September, October, November. We're at the end of December, and there's people still trapped and no one's paying any attention. Where's the mainstream media? Folks, the mold is cast. No matter what you pour into it, it's not going to be anything other than what they've said. The Democrats have set for themselves a destroy America mold. Educators have set for themselves a make students into tyrants mold. Corporations out there have set for themselves a progressive leftist woke mold. So you can pour sweet ingredients in there and think you're going to get a nice cookie, maybe a big pretty cake. No, because the mold is set, and that is what they've created, right? Sugarcoating a pile of crap doesn't change it from anything but being shaped and molded into a pile of crappy. Unbelievable, folks. Yeah, Americans, including nuns, nobody likes to hear about nuns being trapped, are there. Now, I've talked about the political leftists. Let's talk about the right a little bit. Dana White, who is the CEO, the big shot, the big man, the big kahuna with the UFC, which is the Ultimate Fighter Challenge Championship. It's mixed martial arts. You know, it's the big one on TV and pay-per-view, all that. The CEO of that, right, is sharing his support and gratitude for President Trump. So how do you think that is viewed by people who are conservative, Republican, or whatever? It goes into the mold of, well, okay, you know, you can like Trump. And there's people, folks, who are constitutional patriot types who aren't particularly fond of Trump or think that he's bad because he thinks the vaccines are good. You know, they got that. Everyone has their opinion on the political right, but no one is calling for people to be killed or excommunicated or kicked out of the school or evicted or fired or denied medical access or food. You see the difference? There's people that are going to disagree with Dana White on the Republican side over his support for Trump and gratitude. You know, I'm actually grateful for anyone who stands up for liberties, freedoms, liberties, period. Right? The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If you support that, you know, I'm going to have a hard time not supporting you. But this is the world we're in now. It's a fucking crazy world, right? And I know that Dana White is grateful because Trump likes UFC. You know, he likes the Ultimate Fighter champion. He showed up at a fight, you know. But it's incredible, folks. The reason these people attack, though, let's go back over to the left, right? Okay, so the right people on the right, Dana White, anyone who thinks Trump is a great guy, that's a whole different kind of mold over there. It is not the political left would have you believe the mold that we have created is one of racism, white supremacy, misogyny, and patriarchy. Right? They want us to believe that's the mold. But when you get done pouring the ingredients in and you look at it, what's the political right doing? They're asking for their rights and their liberties to be respected. Don't take our money. Don't take our property. Stop destroying our country. That's far different than what it's being portrayed as by the left, which is, you know, we're calling for insurrection and we're trying to destroy this democracy. It's not a democracy, it's a republic. Trying to destroy the democracy, right? It's interesting how it's portrayed because that's what they see. When you look at the left, the actual destruction that's going on, people losing their jobs, losing their homes, losing their lives because of political decisions at the top. Down low, you're having personal attacks, like these young ladies at the ASU who attacked guys for being white, right? Or the little moles that run around here on YouTube and even on Patreon we've discovered. Right? And I want everyone to be nice and play nice and talk nice. The moles will take care of themselves. But they're so afraid and so scared of anyone having a different opinion, they attack everyone they can. They make fun of them. They try and destroy them. They try and get them canceled. That's how weak their arguments are. Now, we're continuing to escalate. They're continuing to escalate because they don't agree, because they can't get their way. The mold is set, folks. The die has been cast, right? And we're going to get more SHTF because that is what they want, and that is what they're working for, and that is how they've been programmed, and that is what is coming. Are you prepared? Right? And message to the moles. Satire is satire. It is not misinformation. Maybe you guys need a little more real education. That's okay, though. You have small IQs and other small things there on the political left, and I know it makes you angry and confused. So you guys just go away. Don't go away mad. Just go away. For the rest of you, thank you for supporting the Prepared Mind channel. And the word is, down in Florida, they're packaging up those fuck around and find out t-shirts, and they're going to be going out ASAP, and I'm very proud to hear that. If there are any shirts that have not been sold in this very limited first run, and we won't be recreating the Kyle Rittenhouse fuck around and find out shirt. There were 48 printed, and that's all there ever will be. If there's any left after packaging up what has been sold so far, I'll let you know. I don't know if there are any, and if any refunds will be done. Don't know yet. Haven't got the final word yet, but we're doing that today, along with everything else we do with all the Prepared Mind Network, affiliates, the R Syndicate, everybody. Chance favors the Prepared Mind. Are you prepared? Aren't you glad you're a prepper? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. Get yourself ready, folks, and understand the bad guys are scared. Very scared. And that's why they lash out and attack.
Screw your freedom.